You don't really care. But then they don't understand that kind of narcissistic.
Welcome to Gravity Falls.
He appears
Oh,
not to
Gravity
care.
Falls RP.
I don't agree with it.
I feel like punching him. Nah, I'm joking.
Once we get past the summer, it's a different playground, obviously, when voters really tune in and focus and start to narrow down their decisions. But I don't think what the president says or Congressman Flake or anybody else at this point is going to have too much impact on that.
Well, we are getting just now from the Trump camp.
Insanity.
Obama Clinton has single-handedly destabilized the Middle East, handed Iraq, Libya, and Syria.
I'm going in the house.
Then they put Iran on the path to nuclear weapons. Then they allowed dozens of veterans to die waiting for medical care.
Never mind.
Hillary Clinton put the whole country at risk with her illegal email server. And it goes on to say, our nation has been humiliated abroad and compromised by radical Islam brought onto our shores. We need change now. And I think to Michael's point, that last sentence is from out of control. And the globe and words do matter. It makes leadership. If you have somebody who is so unstable that all of the things he's talking about would be made worse if he were in office, I think that's what the voters are looking at. It's not the kind of change that voters want to see. I don't want to do a psychoanalysis here, but our Eugene Robinson over at the Washington today.
Which side follow it? Read after the blah blah blah. Serving time. It's time to serve. Got a problem with it? We all got problems.
It's a lot of all of that. It's a lot of all of that. I mean, this guy is from the very beginning, from the moment
Yep.
defining how he was going to run this race and how he would play out these cards. And from his perspective, looking, if you want to do the psychoanalysis, from his perspective, he's been successful at besting 16 of what the GOP had to offer. He's competitive with the Democrats, transformative candidate and the historic candidate in Hillary Clinton. So from his perspective, there's a vein out there that he's tapped into. Now, how much blood courses through that vein, meaning voter support, and whether that translates into a win in November remains to be seen. But Donald Trump is not going to redefine himself down. He is not going to go into that space to make the governor feel good about him, to make you or me feel good about him. We're not his target audience. His audience is someone very different out there who for a long time has been felt disenfranchised and disconnected from a rigged system. And that's his audience.
I do agree with you on that, Michael, and I think you would probably agree that that slice of the electorate is not a big enough slice to be able to win a general election.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We'll see, right? But I do think that slice of the electorate has also been conned before, and they are common sense people, and they can see when something is unraveling. They can see when someone is getting out of control. They can see when someone is
This also going down with the Republican ship. You didn't see him shaking his head? So also Michael Steele. She telling him the right thing.
With the whole arsenal at their disposal,
it's shaky head no.
America. So I think even that slice of the base, now, obviously Hillary Clinton's not going to get all of them, and obviously working on the economy is really important, but I don't think that slice is going to hold together as tight as they are right now if he continues this ridiculous spate of statements and actions that he's been taking on. Former Governor Jennifer Granholm, Michael Steele.
Well said.
Continued. Thank you both. All right,
well said.
She's the devil. The Clinton campaign hits back at those words from Donald Trump on the campaign trail. And Trump under fire himself for his latest comments about his daughter finding a new career. She was sexually harassed. We'll talk to the president now about that in just a moment.
About Hillary's daughter finding another career and she's sexually harassed. It's one unraveling.
Should Donald Trump take Warren Buffett up on his challenge to release his tax returns? Here are your results so far.
Look at what they say. 97% say he should release his tax return. He unraveling.
Pulse.msnbc.com. You're watching MSNBC. Stay with us. Viagra single packs. So guys with ED can take Viagra when they need it.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for errors lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra single packs.
Mobility is very important.
Good job.
That's why I use Trade Mobile. It's on all my mobile devices, so it suits my mobile
Why
lifestyle.
don't you go to
And it keeps my
the
investments fully
hospital?
mobile.
Take him to the hospital,
What am I
Deja.
doing?
Sign up at eTrade.com and get up to $600.
Deja, not take your grandpa to the hospital?
Same time tomorrow, fellas?
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel working soles absorb
Hey boy, where do you go, buddy?
comfort that keeps you
Recording.
Recording who, me? I hope they're recording me. If you record me,
you are helpless. But with Life Alert, when emergencies happen, one press of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert, what is your emergency?
Help! I've fallen and I can't get out.
so stay
Help
on
is on the
me.
way. Life Alert saves a life from a potential catastrophe every
I'm
time.
falling, I can't get up.
Call 1-800-570-6496. That's 1-800-570-6496. Call now, 1-800-570-6496. For a free brochure, call 1-800-570-6496.
We're all part of a global community, so it's up to us to do our part to make the world a better place. And when we come together, we can make a difference.
I know.
Yeah. I'm doing the same thing too. And my cousin.
One things, you know, it's not just that. There's two colors on the school.
Anything is possible when we unite as global citizens.
And this one is two. You know, all that kind of
Will
thing
your
there,
business be
you know?
ready when growth presents itself?
American
American Express open cards can help you take on a new job. Or fill a big order.
This one has 8 children. This one has pretty.
Or expand your office and take on the
This one belongs to this one down a bit.
Find out how American Express cards and services can help prepare you for growth at open.com.
I'm surprised to hear that.
I think the Republican nominee is unfit. Not to serve as president. There has to come a point at which you say, somebody who makes those kinds of statements doesn't have the judgment, the temperament, the understanding to occupy the most powerful position in the world.
Those are just some of the blistering words from President Obama today as he sounded off on Donald Trump from the East Room of the White House. Joining me now, Brian Fallon, National Press Secretary for the Clinton campaign. So, Brian, I don't know if you had a chance to see Boris Epstein, who is a surrogate for the Trump campaign, and he said it's just, you know, it's gone too far, standing in the White House, saying the kinds of things no president has ever said before in going after the nominee from the other party. Was it a little bit too much from the president today?
I don't think so, Chris. I think that the types of things that Donald Trump is saying are things that you would never expect to hear from somebody who is one step away, potentially, from being the president of the United States. And I think it demands a response. In fact, I think that the response has been too timid from some top Republican leaders who have, in the recent days, criticized Donald Trump's remarks where he attacked the Khan family and have distanced themselves from some of his other statements, like his attacks on a former POW, John McCain, who's an American hero, but have not gone far enough in terms of actually disavowing Donald Trump's candidacy. At some point, those Republican leaders need to say that that enough is enough, and instead of just distancing themselves from Donald Trump's remarks, they actually disavow him as a candidate for the highest office in
So
the
you
land.
would level that criticism against John McCain himself?
I think that even John McCain is somebody that spoke out very eloquently in defense of the Khan family in recent days, and yet he has still continued to endorse Donald Trump. I saw in John McCain's statement that he said that no one should mistake Donald Trump's comments about the Khan family as speaking for the Republican Party. Well, with all due respect to Senator McCain, he is the standard bearer right now for the Republican Party. And so if Republicans have had enough of having Donald Trump speak for them, it's time for them to disavow him as their candidate for president.
There was a statement put out by the Trump-Pence campaign. We read a little bit of it. I want to read a little bit more in response to what the president had to say. The headline, by the way, is Trump's statement in response to President Obama's failed leadership. It says in part, Hillary Clinton put the whole country at risk with her illegal email server, deleted evidence of her crime, and lied repeatedly about her conduct, which endangered us all. And I want to play something she said over the weekend that's drawn quite a bit of criticism. Here it is.
FBI Director James Comey said none of those things that you told the American public were true.
Chris, that's not what I heard Director Comey say, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to, in my view, clarify. Director Comey said that my answers were truthful and what I've said is consistent with what I have told the American people.
But in a congressional hearing on July 7th, Director Comey directly contradicted what you had told the public.
Secretary Clinton said there was nothing marked classified on her emails either sent or received. Was that true?
That's not true.
Secretary Clinton said I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email. There is no classified material. Was that true?
There was classified material emailed.
Why did she give the answer she gave on the Sunday show? And it sort of, it begs the question because even the Washington Post looked at it, I think gave it 4 or 5 Pinocchios, whatever their highest is.
Chris, this issue has been well litigated at this point. For starters, she has apologized for over a year for the way that she arranged her email system at the State Department. She's admitted it was a mistake. The Justice Department has looked into this over the course of several months. She sat for an interview with the Justice Department investigators that looked into this, and they decided that no case was appropriate to bring. With respect to her answer to Fox News Sunday, it is a fact that the director indicated that he had no reason to believe that her answers that she provided in that interview to the Justice Department were anything other than truthful. And so that's what she was referring to in that answer. And I think that the voters at this point, given the fact that the Justice Department has closed this matter, are ready for the real issues that affect their day-to-day lives to be talked about in this campaign. And as far as Sunday show interviews go this past weekend, Chris, to me, the biggest mistruth that was spun out of any of the appearances on Sunday was you had the campaign manager for Donald Trump, Paul Manafort, going on and denying to Chuck Todd that his campaign had anything to do with the change that was made in the platform at the Republican convention 2 weeks ago, denying in the face of multiple reports suggesting that it was indeed the Trump campaign behind that change in the platform, which it took a more pro-Russia position on the issue of Ukraine. He denied to Chuck Todd that the campaign had anything to do with it. That flies in the face of independent reporting from Josh Rogan at the Washington Post and multiple other outlets. No one else could have possibly had anything to do with that change in the platform. The Trump campaign needs to come clean about its potential involvement in that change to the platform.
Brian Fallon with the Clinton campaign. Good to see you, Brian. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Donald Trump under fire for controversial comments about what he hoped his daughter would do if she was sexually harassed at work. The president of the National Organization for Women responds next.
When it comes to health care, seconds can mean the difference between life and death.
For Partners in Health, time is life. We have 18,000 people around the world